In life, there are those oddly heavy moments that sneak up on you without warning. Imagine stepping into a crowded mall, the clamor of voices bouncing off the walls, and suddenly, your insides tighten like a fist. It's not quite terror, more like an unseen weight settling on your shoulders. You glance around at the people seemingly thriving in the chaos, laughing and chatting, while you're left wishing you could morph into a shadow, escaping for a brief moment of solitude amidst the vibrant bustle. What's even more puzzling is that this doesn't seem to be an isolated feeling. Many share this sentiment. Have you ever questioned why these bustling scenes can feel like emotional wrestling matches? It's almost comical, really. There's nothing tangible triggering your anxiety, yet the air seems dense, the sounds piercing. Each clamor becomes an alarm bell in your brain, and suddenly, you're hyper-aware of everyone's shoes, every laughter, every slight shove as people pass. It's like a sensory overload, and you wonder, what gives? Hey everyone, welcome to Psychologist Jeep, the quiet corner of the internet for overthinkers, silent observers, people with exactly 3 friends, and anyone who feels allergic to crowded places. If the sound of a packed room makes your soul quietly shut down, trust me, you're in the right place. Here, we peel back the layers of the human mind one awkward, beautiful thought at a time. This isn't a channel about fixing you. It's about finally understanding the chaos inside you, the social exhaustion, the overthinking, the need for space, and learning to laugh at it together. So before we dive in, take a second to like, share, and drop a comment. Welcome home. Let's explore the human mind together. Delving deeper, it turns out the psychology of avoiding crowded spaces isn't just an introvert's quirk. Nope. It's more profound, more intriguing than that. Even the most extroverted, confident souls can find themselves mentally exhausted in a sea of humanity. As we unpack this phenomenon, it becomes clear that surrounded by so much stimulation, our sense of self gets swept away in a frenzy, leading to confusion and unease. The roots of this discomfort trace back to our ancient ancestors. Your mind is basically a time traveler still reacting to primal instincts. In the past, being in a throng of people sometimes translated to danger, less control, and heightened awareness. The brain honed its ability to detect movement and sound, and though modern threats are rarer, our nervous systems continue to fire off warning signals when chaos erupts. It's not panic you feel in these situations. It's your internal alert system kicking into high gear, nudging you to pay attention. There's too much happening. But hold on, it's not merely a matter of being sensitive or timid. Those who shy away from crowds are often equipped with a sharp and reflective mind. They are perceptive observers, acutely aware of their environments, and often think deeper than the average Joe. In a bustling crowd, every glimpse, every sound shouts for attention, unfurling a barrage of thoughts to juggle. Instead of finding joy in the ambience, they can feel engulfed by an incessant churn of impressions and expectations. It's not the people that overwhelm them, it's the sheer influx of sensory data. Now, let's touch on something that's often overlooked, the psychology of personal space. For many, it's not simply a physical boundary but an emotional one. Being close to others can feel claustrophobic, pressing against the mental spaces we rely on to decompress our thoughts. A crowded environment can seem like a compression chamber for our minds, squashing the necessary air to process our feelings. So, when the crowd swells, so does the pressure, squeezing out that much-needed room for contemplation. In a world filled with hyper-connectedness, the struggle with crowded spaces becomes a quirky yet relatable saga of human existence. It's a dance of balancing emotions, thoughts, and sensory overload, all while trying to stay grounded. So, next time you find yourself in a throng and feel like a deer in the headlights, remember it's not just you. Embrace your unique wiring that quietly navigates the chaos and perils of social spaces. You're not a shrinking violet, you're a finely tuned instrument in a noisy symphony. When a boundary collapses, even the chillest person can feel mentally boxed in. It's that low-key chaos that creeps in unnoticed, yet it's hard as nails. A bustling crowd mirrors the world's relentless expectations, loud, pressure-cooking expectations. For introspective folks, these environments feel like an all-out demand for attention. pulling them in 100 directions without a millimeter of progress. It's like being stuck in a mental traffic jam. You're here, but not really there. For some, the din of a crowd drowns out their inner voice, snuffing out the personal compass they so heavily rely on. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? The very place meant to connect us can often leave us feeling completely disconnected. While large gatherings make some exhilarated, others find them like a swirling paradox where a crowd can feel more isolating than a quiet, empty room. Talk about a contradictory existence, being surrounded yet utterly alone. Dive deeper, and there's a nugget of insight that often goes unnoticed. Many people who can't stand crowds have honed their awareness from a young age. They've learned the art of reading the room, interpreting those subtle emotional cues. Growing up in a hypersensitive environment trains your brain to scan for cues, almost like a superpower, until you find yourself in a crowd and the energy starts to feel like an unwelcome overload. It's like having every tab on your browser open at once. It's chaotic, and trust me, it's exhausting. From a philosophical vantage, crowded spaces act as reminders of life's breakneck pace. Amid the sea of hurry and bustle, there's a quiet existential hiccup. You start to ponder your place in the grand scheme of things. That awareness is palpable for those who feel deeply. It weighs you down, leading to questions that burrow into your psyche. Where do I fit in? Why does the noise wrap around me like a thick fog? Ironically, the more people you see, the lonelier you can feel. Interestingly enough, the invisibility created by a crowd isn't the actual problem. Nope. It's the lack of meaning that stings. Those who shy away from large gatherings usually crave more genuine interactions. They're after conversations that spark joy, emotions that resonate, and a presence that transcends background soulless chatter. In a crowd, everything feels rushed and shallow, not because people lack depth, but because the frantic energy makes it hard to connect on a meaningful level. Let's not skip past a crucial detail. Those who dislike the hustle and bustle are often incredibly self-aware. It's a superpower, recognizing when their energy is running low and their emotional limits are being tested. Their brains thrive away from disorder, and self-awareness isn't a flaw, it's a strength. Knowing which environments suck the life out of you, that's the kind of wisdom that keeps your emotional health intact. The bummer is, some folks misinterpret this self-awareness. They label it as being antisocial or eccentric, conjuring thoughts like, I should be more normal. But here's the kicker: disliking crowds isn't a flaw, it's a quality. It means you're tuned into emotional signals instead of drown-out noise. It means you're a deep processor valuing presence over the hustle and bustle. Your internal world is alive, vibrant, and delicate, constantly in motion. It's a beautiful thing, really. Some folks connect with the world through a joyous cacophony, while others seek solace in the soothing embrace of silence. Both are perfectly human, yet the world often tries to shoehorn everyone into the same loud, bustling environment. And when someone finds themselves struggling in a crowded space, it's easy to feel like there's something wrong with them. Spoiler alert, there's nothing wrong. It's just a different psychological rhythm at play. For those who prefer to avoid crowded places, life often unfolds at a gentler pace. They take their time to reflect, observe, and truly feel what's around them. Instead of watching life zoom by, they prefer to soak in every moment like a sponge. These deep thinkers often find that overstimulation is a double-edged sword, affecting not just their senses but their emotions too. It's like trying to enjoy a tranquil lake while a rock concert rages on. But here's the kicker: discomfort in a crowd doesn't always stem from sensory overload. A significant piece of this puzzle is about personal boundaries. When surrounded by strangers, control slips away. The unpredictability of human behavior makes the mind twitch. With too many variables and too little space to breathe, it leads to a sense of tension. It's not panic, it's more like sitting uncomfortably on the edge of a sofa, displaced and restless, with a quiet thought nagging, this isn't my rhythm. Now, let's peel back another layer of the onion. Many who shy away from crowds possess wonderfully rich inner lives. Their thoughts swim in depths unknown, feelings swirl with nuance, and their imaginations paint vivid landscapes. To them, the outer world can feel like an overwhelming buzz, overshadowing the quiet beauty of their introspective thoughts. So what happens in a crowded setting? Their vibrant inner world gets shoved to the background, and that suppressed essence can lead to a discomfort that's frustrating to articulate, even to oneself. You can practically feel that discomfort, can't you? It settles in your chest and throbs quietly in your mind, like a persistent itch you can't scratch. You wonder why everything seems off balance. The answer isn't dramatic. Your inner world craves space. Crowds bubble up like a too full pot of soup, making self-connection feel like hunting for a needle in a haystack. It's not about being unwell, it's just a different way of existing. Recognizing this can shift how you relate to yourself. You're not broken, just beautifully different. And when you suddenly click with this understanding, everything changes. Your unease in crowds transforms from an inexplicable feeling into a deeply rooted instinct to protect your focus and emotional stability. Every person has a unique sensitivity to stimulation. While some thrive under noise, others might crumble under its weight. If you're someone who feels drained in bustling environments, it's likely because your brain is processing more than meets the eye. You're not merely absorbing sounds or movements, you're tuning into the emotional undertones, tiny shifts in body language, and snippets of conversations, almost like you've got an emotional radar on full blast. It's a fascinating but exhausting feat, akin to soaking in a high-definition film while everyone else seems to be enjoying a black and white flick. No wonder you feel fried after a day at a market or a packed event. It's all about appreciation for the little things both in the world and within yourself. Navigating through a crowded room can feel like sprinting a marathon without even breaking a sweat. The fatigue isn't rooted in physical exertion, oh no. It's the brain working overtime, trying to dart every which way. You see, when you're in a packed space, your mind is like a juggler in a circus act, tossing attention to all those chaotic stimuli. And frankly, that juggling act gets old really fast. For those who aren't fans of crowded spaces, the relationship with attention is a bit more nuanced. It's not about the attention they receive, it's about the attention they give. Their focus is a prized currency carefully rationed out like gourmet chocolate. Why dish it out to random noise when it can be saved for meaningful connections? In bustling crowds, their precious attention gets splintered, leaving them feeling scatterbrained and dissatisfied, like a gourmet chef forced to serve fast food. On the flip side, some thrive in the chaos, bouncing off the energy like they're in a dance-off. But for others, the noise is like that relentless mosquito buzzing in your ear, buzzing away their clarity. It's no surprise that when bombarded by the bustling masses, they feel drained because what they truly seek is the soothing hum of internal clarity rather than the cacophony of the outside world. Now, let's chat about that emotional dilemma, shall we? Being surrounded by a sea of faces, yet feeling as lonely as a lighthouse keeper on a foggy night is a bitter pill to swallow. Why? Well, crowded places provide a buffet of proximity without any real connection. They may be packed to the brim with people, but people are busy as bee, buzzing in their own worlds, often neglecting that beautiful emotional resonance that makes being around others worthwhile. You can be hugging a wall of strangers at a concert and feel as isolated as a solitary clam on the ocean floor. It's not about being physically alone, it's about missing that emotional alignment. Sure, you can find peace in solitude, while in a crowd, you want to feel seen, heard, and valued, not like a forgotten penny on the sidewalk. For many, this longing makes quiet spaces infinitely more appealing. And then comes the unpredictability of a bustling crowd. Your personal bubble? Gone. You've got movements in every direction, people stopping suddenly, sounds colliding like a musical mashup gone rogue. Your mind craves patterns, but faced with chaotic shifts, it's like trying to read a shaky book. Your eyes frantically scan for stability that just doesn't exist. And let's be honest, that overstimulated awareness is a fatigue that rarely gets discussed. Sensitivity is often mistaken for fragility, but it's really a deep and rich experience of the world. When someone claims they dislike crowded spaces, what they're really expressing is, I feel everything too deeply here, and the sensory overload is taxing. It's not about choosing solitude over socializing, it's about having the breathing room to function harmoniously, free from the clamor that swirls around them. Lastly, for the introspective souls, their identity often flourishes in internal thoughts and feelings rather than the external social swirl. They cultivate their sense of self through personal insights rather than the noise of a crowd, making them acutely aware of how they fit or don't fit into the larger social tapestry. It's a delicate dance where solitude becomes a sanctuary, allowing emotional clarity to shine once again. In a busy environment, it's as if the inner soundtrack of your thoughts is drowned out by a cacophony of noise, movement, and swirling expectations. Suddenly, among the clamor, connecting with your own sense of self feels remarkably tricky. It's like trying to tune into your favorite radio station while someone's blasting an air horn right next to you. That momentary loss of connection can leave you feeling like you've misplaced your mental GPS. From the outside, this emotional disconnection might appear as quiet withdrawal or a longing to escape early. But inside, it's much more chaotic. Imagine a compass spinning wildly instead of pointing true north. That's the sensation blowing around in your thoughts. Some individuals crave a peaceful oasis to realign their internal bearings, while others yearn for predictable patterns or the warm embrace of emotional safety that crowds simply can't provide. But here's the quirky twist: those who shy away from crowded spaces often have a heightened awareness of social energy. They can secretly read the emotional currents in a room like a book, sensing when someone is stressed or impatient without a single word uttered. It's like having an invisible sixth sense that picks up on the emotional roller coaster that's whirling through the crowd, creating an atmosphere thick with excitement, anxiety, and distraction. Experiencing a crowd through this lens feels akin to surfing invisible waves of emotional energy. While the chaos isn't directed at you, it floods over you, creating a sense of overload. While this emotional insight can be a strength in face-to-face relationships, whatever productive energy it lends you is soon turned into mental exhaustion. It's like owning an ultra-sensitive microphone and having to tune it in during a stadium concert where every overzealous fan and annoying speaker makes your focus falter. Concentration is another casualty in crowded spaces. A mind that thrives in tranquility knows how to spin creative thoughts in peace and seeks resonance in quietude. But amidst the hustle that scatters your focus like confetti, you're there, physically present, but your mind is entangled in distracting threads, making it hard to engage fully. This mental juggling act not only tugs at your focus, but slaps you with a flagging low-level fatigue that builds up until a retreat is necessary. Stepping back from the crowd is not about avoiding life. It's a quest for mental clarity that lets you interact with the world meaningfully. It's vital to realize that it's not the people that sap your energy, it's the chaotic absence of emotional and mental space for you to breathe. Those who flourish best in serene settings may appear to be outliers, but perhaps they are treasure troves of insight, seeking depth in their experiences rather than chaos. The world tends to celebrate loudness and bustling energy. However, bowing down to the louder vibes often means sidelining those keen thinkers who prefer quiet corners for conversation. Rather than skimming over surface-level exchanges, they cherish relationships that sink deep into shared understanding. Crowded settings may deliver a buffet of interactions, but the discerning mind really craves quality conversations that illuminate thoughts, not mere banter. In this dynamic, it's clear that the crowd is not where the richness of connection lies for everyone. Those who tend to withdraw from groups form bonds slowly yet profoundly, often cherishing those rare, meaningful connections in an expansive sea of superficial encounters. Their preference for depth over volume makes it no surprise that crowded places, bursting at the seams with noise, leave their minds spinning and hearts yearning for the calm they instinctively crave. Imagine walking into a mall, a kaleidoscope of bright lights, bouncing sounds, and swarming bodies. To some, it's just the hum of everyday life, but for others, it's a sensory roller coaster. Those wired for heightened sensitivity feel every flicker of fluorescent lights and every muffled soundtrack blaring from half-hearted speakers. It's like their brains come equipped with a supercharged awareness mode, making even a stroll through the aisles a mental marathon. It's not weakness, it's reality, a side effect of being more attuned to the environment. Then we dive into the territory of personal boundaries, those invisible fences that keep our emotional and mental states intact. In a tight crowd, these boundaries can feel like they're being bulldozed. The close proximity of strangers can overwhelm one's senses, resulting in an exhausting tug of war. It's not about being fearful, it's about maintaining that delicate balance. When straining to keep your mind alert amidst chaos, even small tasks like choosing which shoe to buy become Herculean feats. That's why a mere breath of fresh air can feel like liberation after braving a bustling throng. There's an interesting twist to all this. Those who shy away from crowded spaces often have a keen sense of authenticity. They seek meaningful connections, where interactions are genuine and heartfelt. Crowds, with their noise and facades, can be disorienting. The clamor distracts from real human presence and connection. While the masses hustle and bustle in a frenzy, you crave all things genuine and grounded, igniting an invisible debate with your surroundings that only you can feel. Adding another layer, crowds can stir a philosophical introspection, especially for those who think deeply. The mere sight of a busy street can prompt questions like, who am I, really, in this sea of faces? You're reminded of life's broader canvas and your own minuscule spot within it. For the reflective soul, that realization can weigh heavily. Yet, when you duck away from the crowd, it's a breath of clarity. You're not retreating. You're rediscovering that sacred solitary space that no throng can intrude upon. As you inhale the open-air post-crowd, you're doing more than refreshing your lungs. You're reclaiming your identity, allowing room for thoughts to span freely without the compression of external noise. It's like being given the reins back to your consciousness, the chance to indulge in your individuality amidst the chaos of collectivity. Every deep breath is a relay of empowerment, an affirmation of who you are beneath all the clamor. Ultimately, harboring a disdain for crowds doesn't equate to hiding from life. It's about being choosy with where your energy flows. It's a commitment to safeguard the mind and spirit you've worked hard to cultivate. Cherishing sensitivity, emotional depth, and self-awareness, you shape your experiences beyond societal norms or expectations. Those who flourish in quiet, those who dance to the rhythms of meaningful dialogue rather than the visceral pulse of noise, aren't escaping life. They're savoring it in their unique style. In a world full of contrasting energies, both the loud and the serene are essential. It's a thrilling dance of existence where neither is inferior. Choosing tranquility over tumult is a testament to embodying self-knowledge and emotional insight. So if you prefer fewer voices and deeper connections, don't ever doubt your approach. It's simply your way of experiencing life richly and meaningfully.